right. We're back on the Morning Brew with Friends with Dr. Ursa Brown-Glaberman. You're an assistant professor at the Division of Hematology and Oncology at UNM Comprehensive Cancer Center, which is a mouthful.
Yes.
But that means you are an oncologist and you are studying breast cancer.
Yep, I'm a breast cancer specialist.
And what got you interested in that, first of all?
Well, I'm a native New Mexican, so the healthcare of New Mexicans has always been really important to me. And I did my medical school training here, and then I went to the University of Arizona to finish my oncology training.
And the whole time you were thinking, I got to get back to Albuquerque?
Exactly. Honestly, I was. And so I'm really happy to be back here. And breast medical oncology and medical oncology generally is a really exciting field to be in. I mean, there's so many amazing changes, and patients are doing better and better.
Well, I know that survival rates are extending. And
Absolutely.
I love having the Cancer Center guys on, because every time you guys come on, you're like, we are solving this thing. And like, how close are we to solving this riddle?
Well, cancer is many, many different diseases, and so at the UNM Comprehensive Cancer Center, we're looking at each of those as individual pieces, and some we've made more progress and others less. But fortunately, in breast cancer, most patients are cured of breast cancer. The key is to find the disease early when it's still curable.
Right, and then speaking of finding it early, there is the state actually gave the Cancer Center a $250,000 grant, and that is allowing you guys to do some early detection mammograms. But this is like it's a whole new system, right?
Yeah, so we have a $250,000 appropriation from the state of New Mexico to cover three-dimensional or 3D mammograms as screening for qualifying women.
So this isn't like the classic X-ray kind of a thing.
It is an X-ray, but it's different than two-dimensional or 2D mammogram. So 3D mammogram basically takes multiple pictures throughout the breast tissue and then creates a three-dimensional picture. And so we think it makes cancers easier to detect, but the really important piece also is that you detect fewer things that are false positives, that worry everybody but are not cancers.
Right, I've heard people say I have a lump, and we don't know if it's a lump or something else, or a fatty deposit. It could be anything,
exactly.
Right?
So we think that 3D mammogram maybe helps discriminate a little bit better between those benign findings and the ones that are actually cancer that we should worry about.
Less surgeries and maybe more detection. So how did UNM get the machine? How did UNM get to be part of this? Because it is FDA approved, you were telling me.
It is.
But it's still like brand new.
It is. So we're one of the centers in Albuquerque that has 3D mammogram. It uses similar technology, but just newer software to allow this to be these images to be created. And so it's something that's FDA approved. It's not an experimental mammogram, but it's not offered everywhere. And the great thing about it is some insurance companies don't cover the extra cost associated with a 3D mammogram. So we're really excited to have this money so that we can offer it for free to qualifying women. Yeah.
And there are women must be 40 years of age or older, and you got to have no health insurance or health insurance with a high deductible or a high copay, right?
Yeah, so it's open to women who are enrolled in Medicaid. That's the first part. And then the second part is women basically, there's multiple other criteria you can meet, but the breast and cervical cancer screening program, it's women eligible for that program, which encompasses a wide variety. So I would encourage patients that we're calling this the free 3D program to just call and see if they qualify for it, because we've been able to get most women in that meeting multiple criteria.
Right. And what is the kind of clinical standard for this? Is like after you turn 40, is it like every year you should get one, every couple of years you should get one? What is the...
So that's a great question. There's some controversy about exactly when to start, when to end, and how frequent. What I would say is there's no controversy between age 50 and 75 that women should be getting mammograms. Some people say yearly, some every other year. Different groups make different recommendations. 40 to 50, there's more debate, but I would say that's something to discuss with your physician and see if that's the right thing for you to start.
But if you're over the age of 40 and you haven't had one, this is a good time to go in and just check it all out and make sure there's nothing suspicious,
I think that's a great idea.
Very cool. Well, so with this program, what are you guys really hoping to do? I know it's kind of an experimental machine in some ways. Is this the kind of thing that you take the data and use it and see if it is something that is better later?
So that's also a great question. 3D mammography, as I said, it's not experimental. It's an FDA-approved technology. With the appropriation from the state, we're just purely using that for patient care. So that's to cover the cost of the three-dimensional mammograms and make it available to as many women as we can.
Cool.
However, there's lots of research going on trying to figure out who does need 3D mammogram and who needs 2D mammogram. We know that probably not everyone needs the 3D mammogram.
And we've got a photo that actually shows what the difference is. Let's see here. There we go. And the 3D, you can actually see a lot more detail in that.
Exactly.
Is that just one sliver of the X-ray, right?
It's still a composite using all those different slices through, but it helps to figure out what's a real mass and what is a benign process potentially.
Like the big circle there. Is that a real mass, or is that just something that, meh?
Yeah, so this looks like something that maybe on the 2D mammogram you would have missed, but on the 3D mammogram it's clear that there is an abnormality there. And this would be followed with subsequent studies. This is a screening. This is sort of the first level of testing, and then we follow that up with additional tests. But that's someone that now we would refer for those other tests.
Right, and you can just spot it that much earlier. Very cool.
And we think in New Mexico, the unique benefit to this might be because we detect fewer false positives, women travel from all over the state to come in for their mammograms, hundreds of miles. It's a major inconvenience, especially in a large rural state. And so if we're having people come back for fewer false positives, for additional tests that are unnecessary, we'd like to eliminate or reduce that number. So we think in our state, 3D mammograms might play a really unique role because it is so difficult to get that mammogram. Let's do the best we can and be the most accurate we can at that first visit.
That's very cool. Yeah, I know a lot of people who, if you do live in Farmington, you got to drive all the way down here. It might be the kind of thing you get a hotel room and spend a whole day and take a day off of work, all of that. And especially if you're on the low income side, it's really extra more inconvenient, right?
It is. And so we actually, while the state appropriation is being used for patient care only, the UNM Comprehensive Cancer Center is supporting some research components to this project, looking at what is the unique value of 3D mammogram for our state.
Very cool.
So that's a sort of separate subcomponent for a smaller number of patients that we're looking at.
And I love this called tomosynthesis. I can know what synthesis means. What's the tomo part mean?
That's the part where you make this 3D reconstruction.
Oh,
basically.
okay.
So it's tomosynthesis or 3D mammogram or three-dimensional mammogram, all the same thing.
That's very cool. And so how long is this program lasting, and how long can people enroll, essentially?
Well, so we're trying to get as many women enrolled or make this available to as many women as possible. It looks like we're going to go through at least the end of June, and it's been going really, really well, but we're just trying to raise awareness, get women out to do their screening, and take advantage of this wonderful program.
Is there a limited number of people you can serve, or is it just a time frame?
It's mostly, we think at this point it's a time frame, and until that funding is used, basically. I mean, it is all going to patient care, so as long as the funds are available, we will use them to provide these services.
That makes it super easy. Well, everybody can find out about that just by going to UNM's Comprehensive Cancer Center website.
Absolutely.
And find out more. And then also talk to your doctor.
Yep, there's a free 3D link on there. You'll see that on the website.
That makes it super easy. Great. Well, we're back in a couple of seconds in the Morning Brew.